Oh, hi guys. Okay, you totally got me right now. I am online, as you could tell, and I am trying to look for a Lego set. My mom said she would give me $50, so I'm gonna spend it on a Lego set. So I'm trying. I could get the Trolls one. Oh, that's $39.99. Let's see here. I could get Star Wars. That's $99. Ooh, it's on sale. There's so much more I could get. What would you guys get for $50? Who would you spend it on? I know, I'm gonna spend it on myself. And let's see, and I'm just gonna keep on looking to see what I'm gonna get. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. I'm busy. Bye. Okay guys, I just had to stop. I had to stop looking at everything online, as you could tell, but I was just so happy that my mom gave me $50. So imagine that your parents told you you would get $1 for every day you keep your room clean. I know! That is amazing! I know, but the only thing is do we really want to keep it clean? Might as well, we're home. So let's just imagine, okay, 365 days, $1 for each day. That's $365, people. $365. What are we going to do with the money? That reminds me of something. Yeah, if it's Bible time, it reminds me of a Bible story. So here's a story that I have for you. This comes from Matthew 26, 1 through 16. And what I wanted to do is just teach you about what happens after Jesus finished teaching at the temple. He told the disciples that in 2 days he was going to be handed over and crucified. I know. So Matthew 26, 1 through 2 says, when Jesus had finished saying all these things, he told his disciples, you know that the Passover takes place after 2 days. And the Son of Man will be handed over to be crucified. And so with this, in fact, the chief priests and elders were plotting to kill Jesus, but they had decided to wait until after the Passover feast. They were afraid that Jesus' followers might stir up trouble, and that comes from Matthew 26, 3 through 5. I'll read that to you. I have my Bible right here. Okay, so it says, then the chief priests and the elders of the people assembled, so they all gathered together, almost like how we gather together for our flag salutes. And they assembled in the courtyard of the high priest, who was named Syphius. And they conspired to arrest Jesus, so they're trying to plot, how are we going to arrest Jesus in a treacherous way and kill him? Not during the festival, they said, so there won't be rioting among the people. So they were just going to wait a little bit until the Passover feast was done, and then they were going to try to kill him. So another thing is that was very important, and I'm looking at my notes here, is Jesus' anointing by Mary. Students, I want you to remember the roles of Mary, Jesus, and his disciples, and Judas, and the Jewish religious leaders, as I tell you this story, okay? So this is from Matthew 26, 6 through 7. While Jesus was in Bethany, at the house of Simon the leper, a woman approached him with an alabaster jar of very expensive perfume. She poured it on his head, and he was reclining at the table. So he's at the table and he's, just leaning back, almost like if you went to a hair salon and you're getting your hair washed after or before a haircut. When the disciples saw it, they were questioning, what is going on? Why is this lady using her perfume to pour on Jesus' head? So they also said, why this waste? Why are you wasting it on Jesus? This might have been sold for a great deal and even given to the poor. So the the oil was worth so much money. And this woman decided to use it on Jesus. She got that gift. So she saved and she bought the oil, and then she used this gift for Jesus. How awesome is that? I mean, she is totally, I'm thinking about joy, the word joy, Jesus, others, and yourself. She put Jesus first before anybody else and before herself. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome to think, okay, I'm going to put Jesus first. So I earned all this money. I earned $365 for cleaning my room up every single day, and I'm going to give it back to the Lord. I'm going to say, here, Jesus, this is a gift for you. That is so amazing. So going back to my notes, she used this expensive oil on Jesus, and the oil cost, like I said, a year's wages. She had to work a whole year for that oil. The oil represented her love for Jesus. She didn't care about the cost, but the disciples objected. They're like, oh no, this is not happening. They thought that the money should be used to buy perfumed oil that could be better spent in other ways, or maybe using the money for the poor, not on Jesus. So Jesus defended Mary. And I'm going to grab my Bible again. Matthew 26:10-13, it says, aware of this, Jesus said to them, why are you bothering this woman? She has done a noble thing for me. You always have the poor with you, but you do not always have me. By pouring this perfume on my body, she has prepared me for burial. Truly I tell you, whatever this gospel is proclaimed in the whole world, what she has done will also be told in memory of her. Wow, that's amazing. So, remember, Jesus has just mentioned something. Jesus again stated that he was going to die, but the disciples did not understand or believe him. Jesus told the disciples that the perfumed oil was preparing his body for burial. So, one of the disciples had been really unhappy with Jesus for a long time. The disciples heard Jesus's answer about Mary's oil and became so upset with Jesus. Then there was another story of Judas's meeting with the Jewish religious leaders, and in this story, I'm going to read Matthew 26:14-15, and this is about Judas, okay? So, then one of the 12, the man called Judas Iscariot, went to the chief priests and said, what are you willing to give me if I hand him over to you? So, Judas, who was trying to think of an evil plot, went to these leaders and was like, what are you going to give me if I hand you over Jesus? What are you going to do for me? So in Jesus' word it says, what are you willing to give me if I hand him over to you? So they weighed out 30 pieces of silver for him. So they said, here's 30 pieces of silver. And from that time, he started looking for a good opportunity to betray Jesus. Hey, this was one of Jesus's disciples, one of his friends. And Judas was like, I'm not really your friend. You think I'm your friend, but I'm not really your friend. Not a good situation right there. So, from then on, Judas waited for the right time to hand Jesus over to the Jewish leaders. So, I have some questions for you. Mary put Jesus first in her life. Judas put himself first before Jesus. So, what would you do in that situation? Would you put Jesus first or put yourself first? Remember, I mentioned joy. Joy stands for Jesus, others, and yourself. What are you going to do today? So my challenge for you is, who are you going to put first today? If you put Jesus first in your life, you're showing that you love him, and then it shows that you love others as well. So my challenge is to use joy in your life today, or teach others, your mom, your dad, your brothers, your sisters, whoever is watching you at home today. Are you going to put Jesus first, others, or yourself? You could show them just with your actions. You don't have to say, hey mom, I cleaned my room, I'm putting Jesus first. No, you don't have to do that. You could just show with your actions. Show mom that you're cleaning up after yourself without even having to be asked. That's putting Jesus first. That's showing Jesus' love to other people by being obedient. Let's say that you sit and you read with your brother or sister, or you do your work without having to be scolded to sit down and do your work, even though you're at home and you're comfortable and you don't feel like it. But you're going to put Jesus first, because Jesus would want you to do your work, and Jesus would want you to do your work unto him, because you want to glorify God. So that's what I want to leave you with today is, just putting Jesus first, others, then yourself. So today we have another thing that we need to color. This right here, we have two things we need to color. Right here, who do you think this is? Yeah, that's Judas right there. And there he goes with his 30 pieces of silver. Underneath, we're not getting to that part yet. So this is what you're coloring so far. We're up to speed right here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson, and stay off the internet and stop looking at what you're going to give yourself after you earn money, and think about what can you give back to Jesus. Talk to you guys later.